And we are live. Look at that. Live and in living color. It's Michael Knight in New York, Vinnie, on your radio, taking on the world for a Wednesday. It is Wednesday today, isn't it, Michael?
There's no imperial proof of that, Vinny. We just assume it's Wednesday because we thought yesterday was Tuesday. But we have no
Well,
proof. We have no way to go. You know who
yeah.
we need? We need Eileen Cannon, the judge in Florida, to figure it out for us. She could
What?
dismiss Wednesday.
She's Miss Wednesday?
No, she could dismiss Wednesday.
Oh, she could dismiss Wednesday. Oh, I
She
thought you
could
said she
do.
was Miss Wednesday. I immediately thought of her as maybe Miss Subways.
Uh, is that high school girls from Catholic convents in Queens that become Miss Subway?
No, 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 no. In the 60s, 50s, and the 60s, they used to run a contest on the subways. And if you were a pretty girl, you would send in your picture to the folks that run the advertising in the subways, and every month they pick a brand new Miss Subways.
Every month.
Every month
There's a
they
lot of
would pick a
turnover.
new
Well,
Miss
there's a lot of
Subway.
girls.
So
A lot of girls in New York. So there you go.
yeah, every month there was a fairly attractive young secretary, I guess.
Did they ever move on to be like Arlene Francis and sell refrigerators?
I think there was a couple of them that actually wound up. Was Betty Furness maybe a Miss Subways?
She was an early Kardashian, wasn't she? Wasn't Betty? Wasn't she one of the very first Kardashian sisters?
Why would you do that to Betty Furness?
Actually, if you're a Kardashian, you have to do it to yourself. Being a Kardashian is a self-inflicted wound.
Well, I'm proud to say that I have never, ever, ever in my life seen an episode of the Kardashians. I
Well, one
say it
episode
now.
won't do it. With the size of their caboose, it takes two episodes just to get them in the show.
I say it now, and I'll say it forever, pal. I just have never had any interest whatsoever in what they were doing, who they were, what they had going for them. They just don't. They don't do it for me. I know that. Listen, there's people. My sisters follow them, and I know there's people that follow their every move, their every bodily emission is documented. But I don't see them as beautiful. I don't. I
No.
mean, they may be wonderful people, but from what I see on in the media, it doesn't seem that way. But who knows?
Who really knows is about half of the NBA. As they quietly ruin careers of guys who used to play basketball, but they meet a Kardashian and suddenly they can't find a basketball with both hands. By the way, since Denver Nuggets are out of the playoffs, I don't have a team, so I have to watch the playoffs to figure out who I want to advance. And I don't know who that's going to be. Am I going to be a Celtics fan? I've never been a Celtics fan. A Pacers fan? I doubt it. I doubt that very much. Timberwolves? I really just don't care, even though they beat the Nuggets. And who does that leave? That leaves somebody out there. I'm just one team. Anyway, I don't have a team. I have to watch the playoffs to figure out who I like.
I gotta be honest with you. Well, the Celtics are there, so I guess I could root for the Celtics if I really needed to.
Have you ever done that before in your life? Rooted for the Celtics?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. They're from Boston, you know.
Yeah, I know.
That creates a problem for you because you're apparently, if your name is anything to go by, you're from New York.
Yeah,
By
yeah.
the way, have you ever been to Old York? Just York?
In Pennsylvania?
No, in England.
No, I can't say as I have.
But Pennsylvania's just start. But York, Pennsylvania doesn't count for much. I'm sorry. My apologies to York, Pennsylvania, and all the wonderful people who are from there.
I have
The city's not
friends.
much of
Okay, Jean Hagen. Who was Jean Hagen? She was like a Broadway star, right?
don't know the name.
Yeah, she was somebody of some
I was
repute.
never much into musical theater, so I never followed the names and the numbers and the names. You got to have a scorecard.
Yeah, I remember her. She was in Miss Subways.
She was in Miss
Um,
Subway.
she was in Miss
Wow.
Subways. Yes, I'm uh going down
So do all of the subways have just one miss, or do they go different lines? Is there
one miss for all
RT?
the subways. Now they stopped doing
Okay.
it in 74, 75, and then they started it up again in 2017.
So there's still a Miss Subway today somewhere
So there's a
riding
Miss
around underneath
Subway
the city.
today. She is Harmony Hardcore Veiling.
It raises a few questions that I'm going to leave unquestioned, and there'll be no answer.
Now,
Has she ruined the career of any NBA player recently?
here's a little piece of information you'll find interesting.
I hope so.
Lawrence Ferlinghetti's poetry collection, A Coney Island of the Mind,
I have
contains a
that.
poem entitled Meet Miss Subways.
Oh, really? I am proud to say that Lawrence Ferlinghetti signed my copy of that book. If I had known we were going to discuss this, I would haul it out of the bookcase, which I can't do right now because I'm not going to get up. And my position is insecure.
And
And
then Cher's 1974 album, um, Dark Lady, featured the comedic song Miss Subways of 1952.
1952. I'm trying to figure out what a 1952 Chevy looks like, and I think it was.
Pretty much like a 52, a 51 or a 53.
I think you're right. And those are the years they made panel trucks. I love those things.
Yeah, the Suburban. Yeah, they started those in the 30s, I think. But yes, there is. Yeah, for some reason I thought there was a. I thought for some reason that Betty Furness was a, or Betty Furness, or who's the other one? The other model that Bess Meyerson that Ed Koch used to run around
Was
with.
anybody in Sean and I ever Miss Subway? Do you think?
No,
Not even a runner-up.
not even a rubber up. Runner up. She might have been able to get a rubber up. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Oh sure.
Oh my god. Oh, rubber up. Oh, it's off to that.
It's
That's
off
where we're
the it's,
going today, isn't it?
it's off the hook.
Anyway, um, so let's see what do we got happening here today. Well, let's start with sports because I'm loving the fact, just the beautiful fact that the Seattle Mariners have gone into New York City and are just absolutely beating the crap out of the Yankees.
That's wonderful.
They have now. Remember what was it? It was basically a week and a half ago that we would say, well, yeah, they're under 500 and they're you know on the
They're being
downswing,
Mariners.
and
They're
all of a
just being
sudden
Mariners.
they're 27-22 and consistently out pitching the Yankees.
And you ask yourself, like one does, how did this happen? How the heck did this happen?
Well, Mikey, it's a very and it's funny because they've done it against two really good teams. Um,
So they're pitching and hitting.
they're definitely pitching. They are definitely pitching. They've had a an unbelievable um, uh, run as far as their pitching staff.
I got nothing to say about baseball because my Giants are losing to the Pirates.
Oh, the Pirates aren't. That's not as bad as a dishonor as you think it might be.
No, everybody gets well and comes to town and looks like a ball player when they play the Giants. Vim and Vive. Remember that from the Wizard of Oz? The
Yeah.
Cowardly Lion talks about I need Vim and I need Vive. Vim and Vive is what I need. Well, that's what the Giants need. They have a lot of other qualities, but Vim and Vive, not so much.
Well, it just seems to be funny to me that you look at the Mariners. This is a team that couldn't buy a hit.
Oh, they were striking out to beat the band.
They were striking out to beat the band. They looked horrible. Then all of a sudden, I mean, look at their stats. When you go to their runs per game, they're 25th. Batting average, they're 24th. On base percentage, they're 24th. Slugging percentage, they're 19th. Hits per game, they're 25th. Home runs, they're 8th. So they've started to come out of the malaise. 26th in stolen bases, 9th in ERA, and 27th in errors with 32. So that's not usually a good sign for a team.
Well, the Giants are hitting home runs, but they still managed to lose 7-6. And they got two more games with those Pirates in the interesting city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, not far from York.
No, just go
around that way.
down. You get on. You go south. You take the Parkway east out to Monroeville. And then you get on 40, and you just take 40 west.
First thing you do in Pittsburgh is go across a bridge, right? It doesn't matter which one. But you
If you're coming from the airport, well, you're in Pittsburgh before you. But if you go into downtown Pittsburgh, yeah, you got to go over a bridge. Yeah, there's no getting around going over the bridge.
And are they toll bridges like the Golden Gate? Do you stop pay toll?
Nope. Every bridge is free. Yeah, every bridge is free.
Think about that, boy. They should reconsider that. They've been making money for the Golden Gate Bridge. Never makes money. It's always running at a loss, no matter how high they raise the toll. Which, when I was in high school, was 25 cents each way.
Well, crap! It was 50. Was it 50 cents when I got there in 80?
Now it's about $30 a trip.
Some kind of ridiculous number like that.
And they claim they're just buying paint to keep it golden. By the way, the color of the Golden Gate Bridge is
rust.
It's called International Orange. If you ever go to San Francisco and say, well, it's not golden, why'd they give it that name? Well, they painted it International Orange and they call it golden. What are you going to, you sue them? Ruin the career of an NBA player. Go ahead, sue them.
Well, that's kind of funny. I mean, because that orange is used liberally, that orange, because the color of
Kristen waves hello.
Hi, Kristen.
She's off down the hall.
The color of school buses are
yellow.
No. Orange.
They are?
The official color for the school bus is International Chrome Orange.
Huh. According to International Harvester, whoever makes them these days?
I don't know where the name came from, but it and I should actually know that.
There should be a band called International Orange, given all this.
And it's funny because as people
as people. There's the problem right there. People.
Yeah, yeah. As people want to do, they join these groups on Facebook,
And
and
there's
I
a group for
belong.
internet. There's a group for International Orange.
And I yes, there's a yellow car group,
Oh,
and so I um, joined this group, and I put a
picture of a yellow car.
picture of a school bus in there, and some guy like,
Oh, it's a bus, not a car. You can't
no,
be in
no,
that
no,
group.
it's not yellow, it's orange. And I got
Oh,
to like a 2 day uh, uh,
kerfuffle.
roundabout with this guy because he didn't want to give up on the fact that he called that an orange bus instead of a yellow bus.
And who emerged the victor?
I'll never know. I said, if I spend enough time
Working on
on the
this.
internet arguing whether a school bus that I don't own, that I just happen to snap a picture of driving down the street, if I spend time arguing that with anybody, I
I've
really
lost my
need to have
mind.
my head examined. It's time to get out of Dodge. Time to
When,
stop. So I just stopped
whether
watching the
you're in
news.
Dodge or even in Seattle, where do you go to get your head examined? And with reliably feeling comfortable that somebody is actually knows what they're doing. They're examining your head. They'll know if you need a change of oil. They know if your spark plugs are dirty. They can tell if you need service.
Well, it's
How,
getting tougher and tougher to find people to examine your head in anywhere you go. This is May.
because you can get any answer you want, right? I want you
Yeah.
to examine my head and tell me that I'm the twin brother of Rudy Giuliani, and I'm going to get him off.
Well, May is Mental Health Month.
But it's almost gone, so mental health is like
So,
secondary
yeah,
to.
mental health will be on to. I think next month um is Queer Month, isn't it? Isn't June like Pride Month?
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll have to look.
One
I
month
get
could
my
be
months confused now because
that's a
everybody's got a month.
that's a lot of work to get into one month. If everybody is considered,
Yeah,
everybody gets to speak their piece.
and I'm not one of those people that minds Queer Month, Pride Month. I think it's great. People should own who they are. Be a better world if people owned who they are. Right? Why should somebody have to hide what they are?
That won't
Now,
work. It's
in
not going to work.
Putin's world, that might not work.
It's a different thing there. If you get the color of the school bus wrong in Moscow, you got a lot. You got some problems that aren't going to go away.
Right. You got some real problems that aren't going to go away. Oh, look at this. Michael, this is yeah, here we go.
What? What
It's been a
now?
while. It's been a while. So we now look at 5 people shot, 2 dead in a Chester, Pennsylvania workplace shooting
This morning?
this morning, which Chester is not that far from York. Delaware County Linen in Chester,
And
Pennsylvania.
in a linen company. What could
How
possibly
the
have
hell are
gotten
you
between the
shooting people in a
employees?
linen company?
Well, if you need to cover the bodies like they do, they always cover the bodies with a white sheet or put them in a bag, waiting for the medical examiner.
Just sad.
2 killed, 3 hurt. Yeah. But the suspect's in custody.
It, it had been a while since we'd seen one of those. every time you see something like that, you kind of get like, oh
On the
well, maybe
scene,
it is.
on the CNN page, the story right below that is that the families in Uvalde, Texas, are suing all 92 police officers involved in their non-response to their children being killed.
They probably got a pretty.
All those cops get a month off with pay so they can go train. Remember the training they didn't think they had right? Yeah, they're gonna get it right.
Well, I got to tell you, Michael, at times you look at something like that and you just say to yourself, I mean, with everything that was going on that day, and I think we all will remember that day. Uh, it certainly looked like the cops weren't doing their job. It was plainly evident that the cops were, I mean, and again, it's hard to say because I don't know that I'd have the nerve to run down a hallway and start shooting people, or run into some guy, shooting an automatic weapon out a window or out a door. But that's what I signed up for, isn't it?
That's what all cops who receive that training are trained for. No hesitation, no delay, no waiting, no negotiating. Go in. The best the best plan given all the different
Right.
rights and wrongs of the situation. Do
That's
not
what you
wait,
sign up for.
and that's how you train for it. And these guys didn't even know if the door. They said, "Well, the door's locked." They didn't even check it. It was open the whole time. The door was not locked.
I don't understand if the door's locked. If you had a drug dealer um, inside that classroom dealing out little packs of heroin or fentanyl, I'm sure they'd come up with a ram to knock the door down, wouldn't they?
Things are done differently in Texas, Vinny, as you know.
If um, if you had, I don't know, horse thieves,
Oh, they know how to treat a horse thief in Texas. They go right
yeah,
in.
boom, they'd knock that thing right down. But a guy with a gun in there that's
No,
shooting up children, that's taking apart children.
not so fast. Not so fast. Hold on now. Let's just wait a minute and collect ourselves. First thing we're going to do is have something to eat, take a break.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think it's really I mean, I thought it was horrible that day, and I think it's horrible now. I just don't
And
know that.
for it to happen in Texas, where guys are packing two guns just to go down the frozen aisle,
Yeah, I just don't.
there's the place where you'd think it would never have happened. But certainly, they would have responded. They would have done the professional thing. But they did. They one, they did not respond, and two, they were not professional in any of their response. They lied about it. They told stories about it. They did investigations about it. They ran for public office after failing their children of their city. And those criminals and cowards are still in Uvalde, walking down the street wearing uniforms and driving city cars.
Yeah, it's hard for me to understand how they could um, they could justify anything in that. How they all just didn't turn around and quit. I mean, it just doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem fair. Now, what did you think about? Did you watch the Trump trial yesterday?
Oh yes,
And what did you take away from that?
All the years of Donald Trump stiffing lawyers is finally coming home to roost. He's got lawyers. They just are not exactly committed to the task ahead of them. They just can't get it right. And if you bring a lawyer up on the stand to testify to other lawyers, how come you didn't prepare them? How come you didn't work on the whole thing with Costello? Was the way it ended. The trial ended like a farce, Vinny, a French farce.
Yeah, I mean it's a joke.
Every time you open a door, another one closes.
I don't know how in the world that well, you knew they weren't going to put Trump on the stand. That
I
wasn't
was
going to
I was
happen.
I was hoping against hope, but of course that's true. As bad as his lawyers are, and as ill prepared as they are to try his case, they knew better
Yeah, but
than
he's
that.
only going to lie when he gets up there anyway. This guy couldn't tell the truth if his life depended on it.
Well, then that's how you take him apart. But everyone knows that. Even Eileen
But
Cannon.
to go ahead and to have to clear the courtroom twice, to have to
Because the guy's given stink eye and saying from the witness box, strike that.
yeah, which
In
many
law
judges,
in Law and Order, you never see that one. In the Law and Order, you've seen it all.
right? Many judges do not um, ascribe to that.
Yeah, you're testifying. Strike anything you want. Go right ahead.
Yeah,
Strike it if you
most
don't like it.
judges say, "Nah, that's not." If somebody's going to say strike that, I'll say it up here.
Yeah,
You
that
be
ain't right.
quiet.
That ain't right. Don't say strike it.
But this is the kind of circle that Trump runs in. These are the kind of lawyers that he gets,
Yeah, you can strike
and
anything you want. Strike two. Next case.
I just don't know how you could figure out what this jury is thinking. I mean, I thought that Trump had won it after Cohen testified. Now I don't know.
No, he didn't win. He hasn't won anything. He can't win in court. He just cannot.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we'll know in a week,
Yeah.
which is so what? Actually, uh, the people the people that support him don't care.
About it.
They don't care.
They don't give a damn.
They don't care. That's it. It's like, what did he do? Oh, he killed somebody. Man, don't worry about it.
There's a reason for that. You just don't know the reason.
Yeah, I mean, he's defending our way of life.
He'll tell you
How is he
later.
defending your way of life? Oh, he's having some people shot. He's throwing them out of the country. Well, what did they do? Well, we don't really know, but they don't look like us.
They came across the border. You know that, right? That ain't right.
And if they don't look like us, then
But who does Rudy Giuliani look like? He doesn't look like us.
oh god, oh my god, oh man, talk about a hurt piece of work. Do you see him selling coffee?
You can't find me. He got fired from WABC. Nobody gets fired from WABC. Cousin Brucey's still there after all these years. Playing records on the weekend between the hate talk. Nobody gets canned out of that station. The guy with the red beret,
Curtis Sliwa.
Curtis Lewa. He's never been fired. He's still on the air at WABC. He said the most ridiculous, preposterous, stupid, indefensible things on his show, day after day. Nobody fired him, and Rudy gets blown right out of there.
Joe
A weekend
Piscopo
jog.
is on the air there. What does that tell you? Anyway, yes, they so Rudy has a new coffee that you can buy.
A coffee.
Coffee, yeah, like coffee.
It's called what? It's called Rudy.
Rudy's let me see if I find
Rudy's
it.
Squeezins.
Rudy's All American Coffee, I guess.
Does he drink it exclusively, or does he even know where to get any?
Let's see. Rudy Giuliani. Here we go. Giuliani releases coffee ad after not guilty plea in Arizona.
No, so it's just out. This is brand new stuff.
Oh yeah, no, this is just out yesterday.
Well, it's quite a
Um,
launch, I must say.
yeah, he's standing in front of a fake. Let me see if I can get this to play.
You can get it. You can get the coffee that they make in Schenectady, or you can get the coffee they make in prison. It's two
He's
comes in
got
two.
two kinds of coffee.
I told you.
Let's see if I can get this to play. Let's see.
What impacts you every day? Undeniably,
Did you hear that?
influential
Yeah.
book that shapes the way we measure,
Right.
create, and ignite change. The Bible's impact is all around you. Discover how at Museum of the Bible.
Well, let's go there sometime.
You all know I stand by the truth.
There you go.
If I put my name on something, I truly believe in it. Today, I'm thrilled to introduce you to something I'm incredibly proud of. My own brand of organic specialty coffee, Rudy Coffee. It's so good, I even recommend drinking it black. By supporting Rudy Coffee, you're not just treating yourself to exceptional coffee, you're also supporting our cause, the cause of truth, justice, and American democracy.
You too could support American democracy by drinking Rudy's coffee. Reminder, he is being charged with essentially falsely charged.
By the way, do we grow coffee here in America?
I don't think so.
So
Man.
tell me exactly how you would be
I
supporting
know. All American coffee.
democracy by supporting coffee, Rudy's Coffee.
Oh, they got democracy in Colombia. They grow it right next to the cocaine.
Oh, okay.
Special Rudy coffee.
I was wondering how that happened. Well, yeah, if you love Rudy, my father would probably have, tons of this stuff in his house. I have my father got this years ago. I have an autographed hat from Rudy Giuliani,
What kind of hat?
a Sabret's hot dog hat.
Ah, well, that's pretty New York.
And I'm thinking it might be time to sell it.
Might be time to off that sucker before the jury decides.
I have to come up with a bunch of money for something, and I'm looking at stuff that I'm going to sell. And I'm thinking that that hat's on the list.
Time to sell your colored picture discs.
Yeah, those are going. As soon as I get my stuff out here next month, it's going, man. I got a major. I got to have major dental work done. So, and as you know, the dental plans in America are so
Ridiculous.
they're so all encompassing that anything short of somebody sticking a poisonous X-ray slide in your mouth, you have to pay for.
I think you have to pay for the poison too, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, so that'll be coming up here pretty soon. Let's see what else. What else did we have? Fact checking Trump's lie that Biden tried to have him assassinated.
Not the worst idea Joe ever had.
I knew you could say that. Oh.
Hey, what are you driving, Vinny?
What am I driving this week? I'm driving the Ford Maverick pickup truck.
Whoa, right down America's Main Street.
One of the most popular vehicles in America right now. You can hardly buy one.
Did you pick anything up?
Yeah, I picked up this stuff at Woods Coffee this morning.
Good.
And it's a great truck. It's a small pickup truck.
Right.
And we always see these huge Jagunda pickup trucks
Can you
all
wash
over the
it? If
place.
you wash it, do you break the warranty?
No, no. I mean, it's built on the same chassis. It's not even a chassis, a unibody type pan platform as the Ford Bronco. So it's little. Its base price. Now you're not going to buy one for that, but its base price is $25,000, and it's a sharp little truck. The one I'm driving this week is a hybrid. It's supposed to get 42 miles a gallon out of a hybrid, and it's comfortable, handles well. I mean, it's a truck,
Right.
but it's a car also, because the interior, while not, these days you get into a pickup truck and the interior it's like you're getting into a Cadillac.
Right.
But this one, you get into it and it's kind of Spartan. It's got a switch for the lights, a switch for the wipers, a switch for the directionals, a thing to tell you which way to the radio's going, and the stuff on the dash on the screen.
A modest screen.
A modest screen, no huge screen in the middle of the thing. And like I say, the one I'm driving, I think, is about $35,000, which is cheap for a car today. And you can, if your house blacks out, you can run a cord out to your car and run your refrigerator on it.
It's a truck and it's a generator.
It's a truck and it's a generator. So you just pull that cord out, you stick it in the back, boom. So I think, and I know that there are other manufacturers that are working on these smaller pickup trucks, because, Michael, the huge pickup truck in the city, it's ridiculous.
They're pretty hard to park.
It's ridiculous to see these people driving around in these freaking one-room apartments on wheels. That if somebody walks in front of you, you can't even see them. You can run them over. Here you have a nice little pickup that's going to handle 99% of anything you're going to put in that pickup. And it handles well. It's easy to drive. It's powerful enough to get you where you're going. It's not a hot rod.
Economical.
It's economical. Like I said, 42 miles per gallon with the hybrid. I think I'm behind Ford 100% on this one.
I love Ford trucks. The electric 150, did that ever hit the market?
Yeah, it hit the market.
Can you get one, or are they sold out?
Yeah, you can get them. They're not selling too well. Matter of fact, Saturday we'll go over the best-selling and worst-selling cars. Let me see if I have. I actually have. Believe it or not, here's the Maverick. Okay.
Yo, Vinnie, what are you driving this week?
So you see, pretty. I mean, yeah, it's cute, right?
Yeah, I like the 4-door action.
Yeah, so you can fit your kids in there. It's got a little window in the back you can open up. You go around to the side. Got the hybrid there. And then you open it up, and you have, it's not a big truck bed, but it's got a lot of tie downs, a lot of stuff. And there's your, you open that thing up, and you plug your house into it, and it'll run your refrigerator in case of a blackout. Hybrid engine, runs good. I took it on the highway yesterday, and it kept up with traffic without any strain. Interior, you see, very Spartan.
There's that quiet interior, yeah.
Yeah, made out of recycled materials. cubby storage spaces in there so that you don't, you don't overwhelm the seats and everything. You stick everything under your seat so they're hidden from view because it doesn't have a truck. You got the back seat, not the greatest of space in the rear seat, but good enough for kids. I think if you're a homeowner in the city or the suburbs, this is the perfect truck for you.
I like the look of it.
Yeah, it's a really sharp truck. I enjoy driving it. It's they'll have an electric version out of it, I believe, next year. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's
There's
what I
going to be
saw.
another electric version of Judge Eileen Cannon out next year too. It's a
You're
version that
you're
actually.
obsessed with the judge, aren't you?
Well, there's only one picture of her that exists, and she looks like a Jesus freak from 1975. She's got that faraway 1,000-yard "I'm happier than you are" stare. And I would like to see what the electrified version looks like, how well it performs in the courtroom.
Now, yeah, she's a card, isn't she?
A card. That's a.
She is a regular card. Now, I know that we're getting close to the time, but we cannot let this story go by today.
What story you got? Falling 6,000 feet in 90 seconds?
Which one?
The airplane in Malaysia that fell 6,000 feet in a matter of seconds?
No.
One dead, several injured.
I'm trying to see why. I really dislike when you hit something and it gets you hit something on your
Pituiter?
Well, anyway, the long and the short of the story is that there was a big to-do in a place that I hold sacred.
Cooperstown.
No, worse than that. Graceland.
Oh, something about the financial structure of the family trust or something?
Yeah, there's, as best as I can figure it, and I'm going to look at the article here. So far, there is a mysterious company trying to sell it. Now, they are thinking that this is fraud, that this is somebody who got the information off the public records or something, and they are claiming that Elvis's daughter gave it Graceland's deed. So Chancellor Jode Jenkins, who was presiding over a planned foreclosure sale of Graceland, has said, hold on. We're going to have to get a whole bunch of subpoenas up here, and we're going to have to figure out who owns this thing.
Who did we think owned it?
Well, it was in the Presley family, but it says that Priscilla Presley had put it into a separate corporation because, there's all the land around it.
Right.
And then there's the actual Graceland. Well, Graceland is property of the Presley family. Everything else around it is
owned by a consortium.
Yes, is owned by a consortium of amusement operators.
Is it the same 56 guys who used to own the Sonics? Because this is not a good
Probably.
idea. That's not a good idea.
So anyway, Danielle Riley Keough is Elvis's granddaughter. She has sued to block the sale. She took ownership of the estate and tourist attraction after her mother and Elvis's daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, died in January 2023. The estate is considered unique under Tennessee law and in being unique, the loss of the real estate will be considered irreparable harm, said the Chancellor Jenkins. So, and there's also
I hope we
evidence
could
to
I hope we
prove.
could settle this without referring to Tennessee law, but it looks like no. It looks like we're going to have to refer to it.
And there's also evidence to prove that the company trying to foreclose on Graceland had forged documents that it claimed gave it the right to sell the property. Graceland said that the property will continue to operate as normal. As the court has now made clear, there was no validity to the claims, or validity. There will be no foreclosure at present. Graceland will continue to operate as it has for the past 42 years, ensuring that Elvis fans from around the world can continue to have a best-in-class experience when visiting his iconic home. Now, there's a company called Nosity Investments and Private Lending, claims that Lisa Marie failed to pay back a $3.8 million loan it gave her, and she put up Graceland as collateral against the loan, seeking repayment. Is scheduled auction.
They want to sell it and tear it down.
No, how could you tear Graceland down?
With a bulldozer?
Well, I know literally how you could tear it down. Oh, Michael. Probably get into like a 63 Cadillac and just run it up the front steps.
There you go, another way.
No, but I'm telling you right now, and I'm making this claim, if you're going to tear that thing down, I want the toilet above, from the bathroom above the front door.
Okay.
That's what I want.
You got dibs.
Because you know what that is.
That's where he died.
That's where Elvis met his demise. Most powerful singer in the world, best rock and roll attraction there ever was, and he dies with his nose in the
couldn't get off the
toilet. With a swirling piece of shit.
That's pronounced turlet.
I want the toilet. I want to crap in the same toilet that Elvis crapped in. So anyway, this is going to be a long one, I think, for the it shouldn't be, but this is going to be a long one. But this is what we have in this day of people have. Let's see. When CNN attempted to reach Nosity Investments and Private Lending, LLC, by phone, the number was no longer in service. The business was listed in a court document from Keogh's attorneys being located in Kimberling City, Missouri, but CNN was unable to locate a business in the state of Missouri by that name via the Secretary of State's office. CNN was unable to locate a business by that name when searching nationwide. So Elvis Presley Enterprises, the company that manages Presley's estate, concurred that Nosany's claim was
nothing to sneeze at.
Illegitimate was nothing to sneeze at. Oh my God. Oh.
Well, on that uncertain note, I'm not certain what note that was. Elvis couldn't have sung that note. Well, that'll be the end of the show for today.
Yes.
Shall we gather on a Freaky Friday?
Yes, I think that's the right thing to do, Michael. I think that we should gather up on a Freaky Friday.
Sneeze and be done with it.
Sneeze and be done with it. And then, it'll be Friday. It'll be the first Friday of the summer, really.
Almost time to do our live broadcast from Live Water Surf Shop in Bolinas in Stinson Beach with Kirby Ferris.
Except the Kirby, no more, right?
Same turlet as Elvis used.
Is the store still open?
Oh yeah.
Who's running it?
His wife sold it to somebody.
Ah.
There's a live water surf shop in Fairfax and in Stinson Beach now.
Really? Well, good. Well, I'm glad that I used to enjoy talking to Kirby.
Remember on KRQR once we did the simultaneous running of the Preakness and the Talladega 500. We had the horses and the cars on the same track at the same time. And Kirby always won. He was a jockey on one of the horses, and he managed to pull through the stack up.
Hey, did you see who's driving the Indy 500 pace car this week?
Rudy Giuliani?
No, they wouldn't let him near it. Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh, really? Well, he'll see. I wouldn't let him too close either.
Yeah, he's got he's driving the Corvette E-Ray.
Ooh. I'd like to
as
drive
the
that.
as the pace car. He'll be practicing on on Saturday. I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm going to try to get some video from it if I can. So maybe we'll have it on Friday. I don't know when he actually gets there, but I got to spy it at Indianapolis. They'll tell me when to watch.
My only word of caution for Griffey is the rear end will come around on that car if you're not smart. Do not be a fool in front of everybody with a pace car bringing the rear end around.
Don't try to be a race driver. Just drive the car.
Just drive the damn car. 50 miles an hour will be fine.
Well, I'll have to go a little faster than that, but yeah, don't try to be a race driver. All right, brother.
All right.
I will see you on Friday for a Memorial Day weekend kickoff.
Well, if the creek rises.
If the Lord's willing and the creek don't rise. All right, man. Peace, love, and Manischewitz, Mikey. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Vinnie. It's quite a wine. Adios.
Right. Bye-bye.